Hello, I'm roaringbug, and welcome to my Sims 4 speed build. Today I am doing a community lot called the Cinema Bar. So this community lot is it's a movie theater, but since movie theaters are not venues in The Sims, I had to make it into a bar. So we have these new curved walls, and I wanted to do something in an Art Deco style, and I use these curved walls in order to have that organic Art Deco look to the build. So right now I'm just doing the front facade, where I'm just putting these curved pieces together. And that item is a debug item, which really helped me get inspired doing this cinema. So I originally created this build because I wanted to do some gameplay with a mod where you could be a guitarist, but I didn't really see much difference between being a guitarist and having the base game ability to earn money through tips. So this venue is purely made for my sim so that she can earn money playing live music at a venue. Because there are not too many venues where you can play live music. The only other one I could think of is in the base game. In that bar in the first world. These fixings on the top of the build, they are from Get Famous. So the little pointed ends and that little flower motif in the front, that's from Get Famous. So the sim that I was playing with, she was dressed like a rock star, and I really wanted her to be a famous musician. And I really wish that the Sims had a career to be a rock star. And it doesn't even have to be like a rabbit hole career. If it was like something interactive, like the actor career, I think that'd be pretty cool. Or maybe not even be like a musician. You could be like a producer for a musician. I think that'd be a nice career to have as well. Oh, so right now in the game, as you can see during my build, I am putting down these platform pieces because the curved walls are kind of glitchy. And I tried creating this porch in the front of the build by first drawing a room and then deleting the walls so I can keep the base, but it wasn't working out. The first time I did it, I was losing the curved walls on the first floor, so that's why I had to use the platform pieces in order to create the platform. And as I continued to build, I noticed I pulled the building longer out in the back a few times, so it gets a little bigger. So I created this open staircase, and on the second floor will be the theater, and the first floor will be the bar. So right now I put down these arches from the vampire pack, and I'm just making the entranceway look fancy because I want it to look like a spectacular build, like a movie experience. So as you see now, I'm putting the theater together on the second floor. So I play around with platforms, and I put the platform so that the seating in the back is raised, so you have like that theater feel. And originally I learned that movie houses, like old ones, they were originally built just to show one movie at a time. Like you would have just one featured film and they would just show it in one large theater. And most theaters now that are older movie houses, you can see that they started out as one large space and they break it out into like several smaller spaces so they can show more than one movie at a time. Where I live, there's an old movie house, and you can tell that it used to be just one large movie house until they broke it up. So in this theater space, I put on this really gross looking red rug because I wanted it to look like an authentic theater, which always has that really weird rug on the floor. And it's kind of a dark space, but you know, it's a theater. And I use those exit signs from Get to Work, and I don't think I've ever used those exit signs before. And I put down these little floor lights, so you know, when you're wandering around in the dark, you can see where you're going. And yeah, it's just really red on the inside. And in the front of the theater house here, I put down some posters. I think I put down all of them, and I just kind of spaced them out and got rid of a few of them. Yeah, so this front space here where the curved walls are at, I didn't do anything too spectacular. They're just 2 bathrooms. I know there's a movie hangout pack in The Sims, but I don't have that pack. But if you want, you could add in the items there if you want to. So these bathrooms are really not that interesting. I do use a few items I don't normally use. I use some items from Get to Work. I use the hand sanitizer, and I use the paper towel dispenser. And I have not ever used those 2 items. I think I've only used the hand dispenser when I made a prior community lot. I actually enjoy making community lots because, you know, I feel like you can do a little bit more crazier stuff than if you were doing just a regular residential lot. So I have like a few community lots on my gallery, so if you're interested, you can, you know, look through them and download them if you like them. So now I'm working on the first floor where there will be a bar. So right now I'm putting down this platform, and this platform with curves is going to be a stage. And as you can see, I am struggling to make that platform work. So I put down that platform and I wanted it to touch the back of the wall. But when it did, I was losing the back wall. And then I tried shrinking it, and then I was losing the floor. So I used these platform pieces in order to fill in the spacing around the floor, around the curved pieces. Curved pieces are really tricky. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but like you can even see the graphics on the floor is raised next to the curved piece. So that stage, I use the flooring from Vampires because it's the only floor that has diagonal wood flooring. And these lights are base game. And I put down a microphone from Get Famous, which I think looks more normal than the base game microphone. And I put down a piano. That guitar is from the Werewolf Pack, and a violin. I'm not sure, but I think that violin is the most expensive violin you can have in the game. And I feel like it was the only occasion I felt it was appropriate to have the most expensive violin. Because, you know, what better else than on a community lot? And as you can see, I have the menu drop down that just tells you what you need for a bar. And I put down this bar because, like I said, again, like, movie theaters are not a community lot type in The Sims. Only bars are. And I think I can't list them all, but yeah, movie theaters are not one of them. I moved those tables because I realized The Sims could probably not navigate around those tables unless I put them sideways. So yeah, I'm just messing with these pieces on the floor. I really wish I could move that without removing the floor. And it looks like I moved the build back a little bit more. Yeah, and I put this chandelier that is from the Decor to the Max kit. I really like that chandelier, but it doesn't always work in a lot of spaces. Like, you have to have a specific space in order for that chandelier to work. But I think it looks pretty cool. And I put this dance floor here so that you can have some dancing. And I don't put too many windows because it's got to be dark for the theater. Oh, and this is when I realized that Sims probably can't get around those tables. And this is when I moved them. And I put a couch on either side. I believe those couches are from the vampire pack. And I lost my front door, so I put another front door. That door is from the Realm of Magic, which actually looks really good. And I'm just using the Move Objects cheat to move these little spotlights up, just so I could light up the build, which I also think looks pretty cool. So I don't know about you, but I am a fan of classic movies, and I feel like this movie theater is the perfect place to go see like a classic film. Like, I love like detective movies, like noir films, or even like classic black and white films. And as you can see, I'm just changing the swatches out and adding a few more items in the bar. I think that trash can eventually moves outside. Yeah, it's just slowly making its way closer to outside. So I put a sink there. I don't know why I put a sink there. And I'm not really sure. Oh, right, okay, yeah. I put these couches in this area, so it looks like a fancy waiting area. And that's when the trash can finally makes it outside. So I think it looks pretty good. I think the last thing I put in the front here is a chandelier. I think that's a vampire chandelier. And now working on the exterior. So the exterior, I just extend the sidewalk, and in the back I put a fake parking lot. So right now I'm just looking for some debug cars in order to put in the parking lot. And I use a fence in order to draw the outline for the parking space. I feel like I could have used the tape for placement in Get Famous, but I don't think I realized I could do that till now. And now I'm just, you know, surrounding the property with some hedges. And I think all these items they're from Get Together. They have really nice like outdoor items in Get Together. Oh yeah, and I got this thing. This sign piece. That's a debug item. I think it's pretty cool and looks very realistic because it makes sense that a movie theater would have some of their property out for advertisement. And I put these fruit trees in the back because I wanted this, this lot to have as much use as you could possibly can out of it. Because right now I'm just putting down some graffiti in the back of the theater because I feel like that's pretty realistic. And some benches. And it looked like I put down some art, but I didn't put too much art. Yeah, that looks good. And it looks like I'm putting down just a little bit of terrain paint. Just for the edges there for the hedge. And now I'm just testing outdoor lighting. I use these little lights. I don't normally use those lights because frankly they're kind of ugly, but they looked really good and very realistic for this type of build. Because I could picture myself walking towards a parking lot next to a movie theater with those lights overhead. So that's the end of my build. Here are my screenshots. If you like it, you can download it off the gallery, off my ID, roaringbug. Please like, subscribe, or leave me a comment. Thank you. Bye.